Today we are going to discuss about some of the awful habits that is stopping your growth. Most of the time you don't realize the fact that it is taking away your success. So it's important to understand what it is so that you can be proactive in order to avoid those things or improvise those things in order to live a better life. Look, it needs lot of determination, lot of patience, lot of things to do in order to live the life that you wanted to live. For that you need to be patient, you need to be passionate about something, you really have to put a lot of hard work, you have to face challenges, you have to improvise at times, you have to do many things in order to live the better life. So you have to understand what are the things that improves your life and what are the things that takes you down to the ditch. So it's important to avoid those things that is leading you to the failure. So in this video, I would like to highlight 5 those awful habits that is really killing your growth. So this is a moment that you have to realize it and stop it and try to improve from this. Only then you will be able to overcome the failure. Otherwise, this will lead to a biggest failure in your life. So please watch this video without skipping and understand what we are going to discuss about. Without wasting your time, let's start from the first and foremost thing that I would like to highlight over here. The first thing is being extremely slow in everything you do. This is one of the most awful habits. You can call it as in any name, but this is one of the most terrific and most dangerous thing to follow in your life. Extremely slow in taking any initiative, extremely slow in learning, extremely slow in taking any challenges and thinking about many things which is unwantedly confusing your mindset and waiting for others to push you to a state that you will do then after. Until then, you will not take any initiative on your own and putting a blame on others and not ready to accept the reality of the life and waiting for n number of months and n number of years and even astrological recommendations in order to take some initiative in your life. This is extremely dangerous. The life is more realistic. You have to act then and now. Only then you will be able to get the benefit of the time. Do not wait for anything. If you want to learn any skill, if you want to do something, try to learn it. Try to act immediately without wasting a lot of time. Even if you see a small progress, that is really going to help you in the long term. But simply sitting and doing nothing, it's one of the biggest thing that you cannot expect anything worse than that actually. So you really have to be an initiative oriented person. Proactively you have to take an actions, and if you want to learn anything, try to find multiple things in order to learn as quickly as possible. Because let me tell you, there are people who are really putting their efforts. They are really working hard. They are doing a lot of things in order to improve their life actually. See, if you are not going to use a moment, use your time wisely, then you will be ended up at the last in the queue. Those who are really going to work hard, those who are really going to put a lot of efforts will win the race, will be ahead of you in everything. The opportunities that has to come to you will go to others if they have worked hard and they have learned faster than you. So you really have to see that this is not a competition, but this is about taking an opportunity at the right time. If you are extremely slow, you will miss an opportunity. That is what very important. So please realize this and act accordingly. And the second most important thing especially in piping is that depending too much in the piping softwares. I have seen people that they are only into the softwares. They don't see anything more than the softwares. Let me tell you an example of it actually. See, when a person works in softwares for 7 to 8 years, then he will get better remunerations and everything. But at the same guy, if he goes up to 15 years with software, he will not get the better remuneration because the experience that is required above 8 years until 15 years are totally different than an experience of software. You need to be aware about the software. I fully agree with you, but that is not required for the experienced people because you are expected to work in softwares only at the beginning stage of your career. Later on, you are expected to do multiple things. Software is also one part of it. For example, being an experienced person, you will be given a team. The designers will be doing the modeling and you will have to assist them. At the same time, you will have to see a lot of other things like specifications, like stress analysis, or any quality in the drawings, or many things that you have to involve in terms of client negotiation, client reviews, comments and discussions and estimations. Those things are also has to be done by the experienced people. But if you're a person who is going to completely depend and completely indulge only in the softwares, so the growth will not be up to your expectation. Moreover, the opportunities and the increments and the promotion that you have to get, you will go to some others who have improved some other areas other than softwares as well. So it's really important to understand this chemistry. As long as you are 6 years or 7 years or 8 years indulging only in the software, there is no issue. But at the same time, parallelly, you have to see your future in a long term, what you're going to do as a piping design engineer, what are the major responsibility of the piping engineer. You have to cultivate those habits. Only then you will be able to find a good growth prospects. Otherwise, your growth stops there. Let's go to the third point. Ignoring international standards. Most of the piping design engineers who are currently working have no idea about the international standards. Even if they have an idea about international standards, most of them do not aware about the internal specifications written in these documents. Nobody had spent time in order to go through this document to understand what it is. They simply rely on some specific documents or specifications which is already available in the respective companies. Nobody is trying to interpret what these specifications are, what are the importance of international standards. Let me tell you very clearly, if you really wanted to grow yourself into a better position, you need to aware about the international standards, because all the specifications, all the internal standards are prepared with reference to the international standards, because that is where the actual specifications have given. So if you are completely unaware about the international standards, definitely it will stop your growth. You can survive for some period of time, but being inexperienced, being really competitive in the field, in order to seek a better salary, better position, you have to aware about the international standards. Remember, going to an interview, if somebody asks you about an international standards and you say that you only know the title of the international standards, you do not know the internal matters of the international standards, so that will give a bad name. So please be aware about that. You have to go through these documents. It is not easy to understand. I truly understand that. But do you remember that those who are working as an experienced have not gone through these documents? People are putting a lot of efforts in order to improve their knowledge. They are going multiple times. They are reading more than 10-15 times in order to understand what it is, in order to get a clarification of what it is actually. That's how you improve your knowledge. It will not happen at the first time, not the second time. From the third time, you will see some improvement. By fourth time, you will get some clarity. And the fifth time, you will be able to see a clear visibility of the specifications, what it says actually. So it's really important to understand these things so that you can use it in order to perform better in the interviews. Now let's go to the fourth one. The fourth one is not diversifying your knowledge. What it means? If you are a person happen to work in one particular area, for example, if you are working in a piping layout, they stick on to the piping layout. They never try to see what pipe stress analysis says, what plot plan says, what material says, what pipe supports are saying actually, what is specification, what is data sheet, what is P&ID. They never try to diversify their knowledge. So it's important to diversify your knowledge. Only then you will be able to do the bigger role. Remember, if a person works in drawing making for years and years, he can only do the drawing making. He cannot handle any other things. Then how can you believe that the bigger position can go to them? No, it's not at all possible. Industry are very transparent actually. They want people have skills to handle the higher position. So in order to work in a higher position, you really need to know many other things. So it's really important to diversify your knowledge right from the day one. Do not wait for years or do not wait for certain moment in order to learn many things. There are classes, there are courses, there are experienced people available all around actually. You can speak to them. So you can talk to them, you can read those books and you can take an article from the internet. There are n number of ways to improve your knowledge. but you have to be really constructive in it actually. Only then you will get into a bigger position or good salary or right opportunities, and everything will come to you. But if you are completely being reluctant and staying in one particular thing, for example, I know there are a lot of people are only into the isometric preparation. They are not even aware about what is piping layout, what is plot plan, what is MR, or what is how to prepare the pipe material specifications, or how to prepare data sheets and anything actually. They are only into isometric productions. They are only into drawing checking. They are not reviewing the P&ID. They are not reviewing the process design basis. They are not reviewing the piping design basis. There are many things are there that you can do it. If you don't diversify your knowledge, you will not be considered for the bigger role. So it's important to diversify this knowledge and start taking action from now on. Do not wait for 2 months or 3 months actually. If you want to read some books, start doing now. Start buying the books now and start reading. Nowadays, there are lots of books available in the internet as free actually. So you really don't need to invest money in order to improve your knowledge. There are a lot of YouTube videos are available in order to understand about these concepts. Material is one of the biggest area. Construction is one of the wonderful area. Pipe stress analysis is another biggest area. Layout planning is another biggest area. So you really have to focus on multiple things to handle the bigger position. This is very important for any career development. If you stick in one particular things, you will remain stuck in that particular thing for almost throughout your life. So if you really wanted to blossom, if you really wanted to experience some challenges and a bigger position, try to diversify your knowledge. Now let's go to the last question. The last question is not improving your skills. Let me ask you some questions. How many of you have improved at least one skill in a year? And how many of you have fixed a time to improve your skill? Have we ever concerned about the skill? Have we ever understood that the skill is the one that is going to pay you more? All this needs to be answered in your life. Only then you will be able to understand the importance of the skill. Let me tell you very clearly, more the skill, more the money, more the skill, better position. If you are unskilled, definitely the opportunity will go to a person who has a skill. So it's important to understand that the time is running away and you have to improve your skill. You can choose any skills. It could be a communication, it could be a writing, it could be an engineering, it could be a piping design or anything. If you keep on improving the most relevant skill for your career, for your profession, for your field, definitely that is going to pay you more. But remember, as long as you don't realize the importance of the skill, you will remain as the same person before 10 years ago. So the people, those who have improved, will take away the opportunity very simply. So you will have to list down the skills that you have to improve in your life and give a time period for it. Don't ever simply sit with one particular skill for a longer period of time. It will never work. Right now, there are a lot of hardworking people. There are a lot of smart people. There are people who really wanted to change their life. They are putting a lot of efforts. If you are going to sit for simply and wasting a time, and it is really not going to work well with your family, with your life, and with your mental strength and as well. So it's really important to understand this and start improving. You can start small. Try to improve your knowledge in fittings. Try to improve your knowledge in valves. Try to look after the plot plan, piping layouts and pump layouts and materials, pipe stress analysis. There are n number of things that you can learn, but you have to understand it. If you don't understand it, then you will never be able to grow faster than others. So it's really important to improve your skills. At least you improve one skill in a year. If you improve one skill in a year, in 15 years, you will have 15 solid, identical skills than others. So that is what very important. So that will distinguish you as a person from the crowd. So it's really important to have a better skills which can sound better in your profession, which can really make some value in your profession, in your field, in your job, so that you can use it in the interview, use it in the profession to grow better and grow faster and to attain a better position in your professional career. So these are really important for everybody, but we don't realize the fact that it is killing your growth. So it's important to realize now and immediately take an action. As I said, as the first point over here, being very slow in everything is not going to help. You have to immediately take an action. From now, the moment that you listen to this video, you will have to take it. That is where your career actually stands actually. If you are a person who takes a control of your life, not believing in certain things, superstitious things which is never going to support you, nothing is going to support you unless you take your actions, unless you really involve in taking proactive initiatives in order to change your struggles in your life into a winning moments. Actually, nothing is going to work for you. So be a person who use time wisely and aware about the awful habits that we have discussed in this video, and make sure that you will never ever repeat these habits in your life, so that you will attain the growth that you have expected in your life to live. I will meet you in another fantastic video. Until then, bye from Subhash Chandra.